All right, students and parents and youth leaders, this is our short video to kind of discuss the summer vision and the summer plans for June, for July, and for August of 2026. And you should have all received a mail out I sent last week. Have a hard copy of that. You can put some things on your calendar in that way. This video is to complement that, to supplement that, and to discuss a little bit of just kind of why the plan, why this plan, what are some of the highlights of what we'll be doing, and kind of what's the big picture of all that. So first, we're going to kick off. Technically, we're kicking off today with our summer reading challenge, and I'll have a separate video to talk through kind of exactly what that means, what that's about, why am I doing that, things like that. We'll kind of take a separate short video right after this to talk through that. But the reading challenge begins today. You should have received, the students should have received at least one copy of the reading challenge. You're welcome to make more copies of that or ask me for additional copies if you have more than one student at home that wants to participate. Second is we're going to have a cleaning day tomorrow. That's just kind of to spruce up and to clean up the youth room and the closet before we have Tulsa Missions next week, along with just using the room a lot this summer. We want to give a little bit of effort to kind of clean it up more than just picking up the trash like our cleaning services typically do, kind of put a little bit more effort into that. So we're going to do that tomorrow. And then also, we'll have a family team volunteer kind of appreciation dinner for all those who have worked in the family team ministry this spring. That'll be Wednesday night. The main summer work kicks off next week with Tulsa Missions. And again, if you're new to this, like I am, it's a lot of local missions outreach events and partnerships, some formal, some more informal, where our students will be going to on-site locations and serving alongside people that are doing it day in and day out kind of work. It's going to be, some of it's going to be homeless ministry work. Some of it's going to be food insecurity work. Some of it is going to be working with emergency care for infants in the EIS service. Some of it's going to be working here at Pathways with our special needs students, our adults downstairs and our teenagers downstairs that use our youth room, along with other facilities in the building as well. So those four ministries are who will be serving. There'll also be a lot of fun events that we'll be doing together and serving VBS as volunteers. Our students will be doing that. So it's an annual thing. It's very transformative, I think, in many ways for our students. And so we're excited about that. There'll be an off week right after that between the Costa Rica mission trip for the high school, which will be the 19th through the 27th. Really excited about that trip, and it's coming together really well. We have 10 students going and 3 adults, including myself, going. We're going to the city of Cote in Costa Rica, and we're going to be working with several local ministries down there, particularly the local church of Carlos and Rosaria, along with Peter and Esther Dukes, with the Coalition Costa Rica Ministries down there, who are missionary partners with the Kirk. So that will be really most of June. So in June, the goal is to really focus in and work together in some kind of missionary activity, whether it's outreach locally, it's outreach globally, or both. And I know several of our students are doing both, but I'm excited for everyone who signed up for something to be engaged in that. When we come back, it'll be a few days off, and then we'll have our first youth night, our typical Wednesday nights from 6 to 8 o'clock, though sometimes we've been meeting a little earlier than that, 5:45 for games. But we'll do Wednesday nights in July, from July 1st through July 29th, with 1 week off because of Camp Barnabas. So July 1st, July 8th, July 15th, July 29th, we'll be having something for our youth each night. And the schedule is set as this, though it's still a little tentative given that we haven't booked Sky Zone yet, though we have booked the ice skating event. But just kind of be aware, there might be a few things that change, but those nights, when we meet, will not. So first is we're going to do a game night right when we get back. We'll be doing like a Nerf war, a lot of other fun activities I've kind of thought up. Several things will be with water balloons and water guns. It'll be a lot of fun. Then we'll be playing, we'll have our annual Do SA, which is kind of an inside thing, though some of you probably know about this. It's a playoff USA, and it's about Mountain Dew. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be at the church. We're going to have a lot of kind of fun outdoors activities to do together. Including what the students call trash bagging, which is rolling down a hill in a trash bag. So that should be a lot of fun, and launching water balloons at each other. It's going to be a great time. So Do SA, that's on the 8th. Then we will book Sky Zone. Sky Zone is a trampoline park. It's fantastic. I've gone there 10 times probably. It is so fun. There's just free jumping. There's also dodgeball games. There's lots of climbing. It's a blast. And then after all three of these events, we're going to go to Pineapple Whip and or Josh's Snow Cone. So I think the first two times we're going to go to the Iguana Island Treats Pineapple Whip place right after, all as a group. And then we'll do Josh's Snow Cones because that's really close to Sky Zone there, so we'll do that. Then we're going to our other large event of the summer, which is Camp Barnabas, the 18th to the 24th. Very important opportunity for our students to really avail themselves of. So I want to encourage parents, you to encourage your students, and students encourage your parents to sign you up for this. There's several spots left for middle schoolers and for high schoolers, and even those that are in college are encouraged to go to be missionaries. You should have all received lots of information about that in your mailer, through email. You should know enough about it now, but there's still spots to register for. That registration will be going through probably early to mid-July, I think. But I really would encourage you all to get signed up now so we can fill the spots up and we can get our team together to go. Okay? And then lastly, I believe right now there's kind of a TBA event on August 5th. I'm not exactly sure if that will materialize or not. It's a little too far out right now. I do have a vacation probably during that time. That being said, we'll probably try to have something for the students, whether it be another staff member. If I'm not here, we will try to have something put together for the students for the 5th. But the main thing for the month of August is, as students get back into school, I know some students start the first week of August. Many students start the second week of August. We're going to try our best to do a back-to-school lock-in and color war, which is a lot of fun with powdered color, things like that, and play that together, have a lot of fun together, enjoy a lock-in together at the church, and do that on the 14th and the 15th. And then to bookend our summer, we'll finish the summer with the lock-in as school starts. We'll also announce the winners of the Reading Challenge competition, of which there will be 3, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about that momentarily. But the main idea I want to get across in just the scheduling here is the large events are important, but so are the weekly youth times in July. There's going to be plenty for kids to be involved in. And when they're in town, not on vacation, not doing something else outside of town with other camps or other conferences or whatever they might be doing, I really want to encourage them to be engaged with what we're trying to do. We're not trying to do too much, but we're also not trying to do too little. We want to do just enough to keep them engaged, but also to have a lot of fellowship time for them and to grow them. And we will focus a little bit more on growth and discipleship in our one-on-ones for those that have signed up for mentorship activity. We did that sign up in April, and we hope that started for several students in May and June, and kind of get going in those one-on-ones with small group leaders and also with myself. That is an ongoing thing. If your student is interested in mentorship, just text me and we will get them connected with a small group leader or myself. We'll also be doing continually every Sunday our middle school group from 10:50 to 11:30 in the morning during second service. We really want to make sure that if your student is a middle schooler, that you are involved, they are involved in that. We really want to connect them together with that group, because the more they are able to come, the more they are able to grow in that kind of container of fellowship and friendship. It's very important that they try to make every effort to come weekly when they're in town during that second service time. So the middle school group will be every week. There'll be 2 other things we're going to do that are a little bit more atypical. The high schoolers will have some Bible studies for the girls and the guys. The girls will be with Caroline, who is our summer intern, Caroline Connor, and the boys will be with me. And we haven't set the locations yet, but we will let y'all know that before they get kicked off. It'll kick off the second week of July, so the week of July 5th. It'll kick off that week. And then lastly, I'm going to do 2 get-togethers, I believe, called Deeper Christian. And Deeper Christian is basically a Q&A time for us to talk about any questions that students have about faith. It could be about hard topics, morally hard topics. It could be talking about hard, theological topics. It could just be talking about simple things, about how to share with a friend who doesn't want to hear, about the gospel. It's really an open-ended time, though I will give some direction to it. And in the past, I've done this, and it's been very, very helpful and I think enjoyable for a lot of students to have a place just to ask questions. And, pretty much nothing's off limits. They're able to ask whatever they need to talk through that. Of course, we're appropriate, but we want to make sure that they're able to engage questions of faith, because faith is exactly that. It's faith. There are answers. There's a reasonable response to these things, but it does take faith to believe these things as well. So we want to make sure we're sensitive to questions and we make space for that too. So there'll be 2 times, one in July and one in August. And I believe I got them on there. It's July 6th and August 3rd. We might change those dates just depending upon the availability, but we're going to try to do it 2 times, I think, during those weeks, those second weeks of each month, or in July at least, and at least before school starts in August. So that is the big picture. So notice again, I would encourage our students to try to engage in at least 1 to 2 of those large conference and trip mission work events. And then I would encourage them to really get involved when it comes to mentorship, and into their group, the group of either middle school, high school girls, or high school boys. There's 3 groups I'll be meeting kind of as smaller groups this summer. I want to encourage them. And again, mentorship goes a little bit deeper than that, into just one-on-one time with a small group leader that cares about them, that they typically would meet on Wednesday nights. So those are some things I would encourage parents, for you to encourage your teenagers or your preteens to get involved in. If you have any questions, text or email me. We'll direct them the right way. But may God bless our work this summer together. Help us to grow in our love for God, for our neighbor, and for our world, and for one another as well. All right, signing off.